Okay, 2:30. Switching my rep range down from 3 sets of 10 to 3 sets of 8. Get more into that strength rep range. You know, some people nowadays have kind of cottoned on to the fact that you can gain muscle from a number of rep ranges. Well, yeah, that's always been true. You can gain muscle from singles. You can get hypertrophy from, heavy strength work. But what's the most effective way to build muscle? Basically 3 sets of 10. I put about ½ inch on my arms in about half a month. Well, about a month. Oh yeah, about a month I've been training now. My arms are up from 15.5 inches to 16 inches. And I'm not even, specifically training the arms for hypertrophy. I'm just doing a general hypertrophy program. But, shifting the rep ranges down. Was that 8 or 9? Lost count. Muscles hypertrophy from mechanical tension in the muscle. It's not about what your muscles do, but what your muscles experience. Right? The forces that they are subject to triggers the hypertrophic process. Thing is, you can't really put muscles under a lot of tension without generating some force. So the more force you can generate, the more tension you can subject your muscles to. In theory, you could generate a machine, you could create some sort of machine that puts your muscles under tension. There was an experiment in the 70s where they took a bunch of chickens and strapped aluminum bars to their wings that stretched them out to an extreme, almost debilitating length. And they just kind of left them there, for a couple of weeks. After that couple of weeks, the chicken's wings were bigger, more hypertrophied. So you could try that, but I'd suggest just lifting weights. But your muscles can only generate force one of two ways: aerobic or anaerobic. Anaerobic without oxygen, basically you get around 12 seconds effort, 10 to 12, somewhere in there. So what you want to do is you want to generate as forceful of a contraction as you can, as many times as you can within that anaerobic window. And since, moving a weight through a range of motion typically takes about a second. That means you get basically 10 seconds of effort, 10 reps. So that's the best way to build muscle, pretty much. There's no real secret to it. And 3 sets is because typically after that, you basically done all you can. Most people don't have enough energy to keep going after that, so there you go. You can get more energy, but what's the cost-benefit analysis of doing that type of training versus just hypertrophy training for hypertrophy? As for me, I think I've gotten a good amount of hypertrophy throughout my muscles, so I'm going to start shifting the weights down, get more into a strength training range, because ideally I'd like to train by basically coming in every day, doing a heavy triple, maybe working up to a heavy triple, probably doing 2 heavy triples, 1 max effort, 1 close to it. And then following that up with some accessories just in the 3x10 range, 3 sets of 10. So things like tricep extensions, bicep curls, dumbbell laterals, maybe even some front delt work, maybe some overhead press, things like that, in order to train as much variety of muscle as I can. So that's the ideal plan. Come in, do a heavy triple for strength on the bench press, and then do some accessories for the arms and upper back and such. That's pretty much it. Okay, set 3. Fairly sure that was 9. Could have gotten 10, but trying to look at that little kitty. I'm trying to look at that kitty. That's what I'm doing. Oh, what a cute little kitty cat. Oh, what a sweet little baby. Yeah. But I'm trying to keep my form as good as possible. Let's see. Is that glare on the camera? Hopefully that's good. Ooh, did you catch you something? Huh? Catch you something? Oh, you're hunting something. Yeah, you catch all those little mice. Oh, yeah? I think that's a mouse. Mouse or a cockroach. Yeah, now he's eating it. Ah, the circle of life. This is why cats are great, by the way. Just get free pest control. Yeah. .245, butt squats to parallel. was it? Lost count. It's going for 5. Thinking 3 by 5 with 245 will be good. Not sure what my goal on squats is, but I don't think I could stand having my squat weaker than my bench, so I guess I'm going to squat 405 since benching 405 is my goal. So guess I'll just work up to that. There are a few power tools every man should own: a chainsaw, an angle grinder, and probably a stick welder. If you got those 3, you can do pretty much anything you want. You know? Some people might say a power drill, but nah, you can do the same with a hand drill. Problem is, you ain't never gonna find any place that'll sell you a hand-powered drill. If you did, you could just, of course, the real good drill that you want is a spoon bit. It's a bit that's kind of shaped like a spoon. That's what they use for carving those wooden shoes. If you got one of those, you can do just about anything you want with wood. I had a big pecan limb come down. I had to chop that up the other day, still throwing out pieces of it. And I got, but yeah, that pecan tree, that's got to go. That's pretty much dead. Wonder what I'll replace it with. I do have an apricot seed that I've gotten to germinate, so I might be able to grow another apricot tree. Of course, Mexican plum is always nice. And I was thinking about along this back fence, heard of this type of guava. I love guava. Guava's great. I've been eating, that Mexican guava candy with the chili on it. Oh yeah, I've been eating that my whole life. But guava's more of a tropical fruit, not really suited to this climate. However, I did hear of this type of guava called a strawberry guava. And that grows in kind of a shrub. So I've been thinking about, all along the back fence line, planting some strawberry guava. So yeah. Alright. 245 moves so easy, I thought I'd move the weight up to 250. I used to squat first in the workout because, squats are more important than bench press. Always, prioritize the squat first. That's why I got so good at it. But now I'm thinking bench first and then squat. For one reason, squat kind of stretches out your pecs afterwards, especially if you do it low bar like I do. So I think it's probably not the best to do before you bench, but afterwards, it could be good to help maintain that shoulder mobility. My shoulder mobility has been really surprisingly good. Used to have to grip the bar real wide and use a false grip on squats, but now I'm able to get my pinkies on the rings. It's weird. My squat grip is actually closer than my bench press grip, which is, kind of wild, but anyhow. Those are moving pretty good. Alright, you should never squat to full depth, and here's why. if you're squatting to full depth, all your leg meat is compressed up against each other like this, you see? If you squat a little bit lighter than that, now your muscles have to actually take the strain. Force equals mass times acceleration, and acceleration is a change in velocity, change in the speed and direction that something's going. So if you're going down, well, you're fighting gravity, and gravity has a little bit of acceleration to it. But, mainly the bar is just moving down, and your muscles aren't experiencing that much tension. If you go all the way down, now all your meat's pressed together, all the tension is taken off of your muscles, and it's transferred into your joints. So if you do, full ATG type squats, then the point of greatest tension, the point where you're rebounding out of the hole, all that force is just being put on your joints and not on your muscles. So, don't go too deep with any particular exercise if you want the maximum hypertrophic benefit. Now, going full range of motion is good because you're actually building the joint a little bit, but you want to limit that, to what your joints can handle, right? That's joint training, not muscle training. Muscle training, you don't want to go too deep. Strength training is different, right? Strength training is training the nerves to switch on as fast and hard as they can. So from there, you want to go from zero nervous excitation to maximal nervous excitation in the shortest period of time possible. So how do you do that? Well, you gotta get the weight in position to be lifted and completely unload all the weight off of that muscle. And then you want to fire those muscles up against that weight as hard as you can. So something like box squats or pin presses or something like that, or even deadlift. Deadlift is a fantastic strength building movement, but it's not that hypertrophic. It is a little hypertrophic because you can't get away from that. You can't get away from hypertrophy. If you're thinking you can be 98 pounds soaking wet and strongest man on the planet, you're a fool. Likewise, if you think, all these 300-pound bodybuilders are the strongest people on the planet, you're also a fool. They train for muscle, not for strength. But they are stronger than the average Joe because you can't get away from strength training. Same thing. But both of them can have either really bad or really excellent joints. Me, I'm good and flexible. My joints are healthy. That's because I do things like, sitting like this, sitting on my joints, just in a nice deep squat. It's good, it's healthy for you. But you don't want to strength train like that because you'll just wind up hurting yourself. Alright, that was good. But I think I'll do a little bit of hypertrophy squatting. But I'm going to do it in a unique way you might not have seen before. Alright, here we go. Looks funky, huh? But, whew, that'll give you a pump like no other. Might have wanted to use a bit more range of motion though. Not quite sure about how deep I was going, but just feeling a good stretch in my hamstring, so that's good. Okay, time for everybody's favorite time of the day. Let's see how many push-ups I can get. I'll follow that up by seeing how many pull-ups I can get. Whew. 32 if I counted right. Pull up to it. You know what? How about some chin-ups? That is uncomfortable on my elbows. Alright. I think I'll just cut it there. Yeah, alright, well, good workout. Oh, my poor elbows, huh? Wonder what's causing that. Is my pronator tight? Might be my pronator muscle. I've been doing a lot of overhand stuff. If your hand is turned over like a pro boxer, that's pronated. If your hand is up like you're reaching for a bowl of soup, that's supinated. Your forearms has more muscles in it than just what close the finger and what flex the forearm. There's pronation and supination muscles all throughout the forearm, and there's a lot of muscles actually in the hand as well. You know, if you extend your fingers, pull your hand back like that, and feel in between your knuckles, you'll feel some muscle bellies in there. Well, at least you will if you have, you know, decently enough strong hands. But yeah, so you got to pay attention to those too, because those can lead to a lot of joint pain. All those weird little muscles of the forearm. So yeah, I think that might be what's been causing my little bit of elbow tenderness, because a lot of times when your joints hurt, it's not actually your joints, it's some type of muscle surrounding the joint. That's why strength training makes you feel good, and being weak hurts you, because your joints just hurt all the time. Alright, let's see what the cats are up to.
Is that a kitty? Is that a kitty? Is that a kitty cat? Is that a kitty cat? Oh, is that a kitty cat sleeping on a mat? Meow. Oh, is that a kitty cat too? Oh, look at all these kitties. Oh, such a big stretchy. Big stretchy. Big stretchy. Yeah.